TGNT show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discussion is advice. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Shall we just start right off the bat with a Las Vegas update?
Are we still talking Vegas, right?
We are.
Talking about Vegas.
Yes. You're coming to Vegas, right? Star Trek Las Vegas may take place every August, but on this show...
This is where we hang out the rest of the year.
Exactly.
The crew has been fatigued now from so many months in space, and they need to take a break. The landing party has been down to check out the terrain while the crew gets ready to play. They say there's only plant life living on this lovely rock, but a rodent up here's wearing a vest.
And Cholon True Bitches, this is Gettysburg 7 coming to you from the floor of Star Trek Las Vegas 2015 at the Rio Hotel in Las Vegas. With me, as always, the big-breasted, beautiful-booted Terry Lynn.
Good morning, everyone.
And our guests right now, you've had them on the show before. You all had such a great response. We said, let's get them back. It's Paula Block and Terry Erdman.
Yay. Good morning or afternoon. It's a convention. I'm not sure what time it is.
Good convention to you.
Yeah. It's 2 in the morning.
But what month?
Yeah, really.
Can you tell me what month it is?
Well, this time yesterday, I had no voice.
Yeah.
we were trying. It was
Mine
very,
is
very.
coming and going.
We're all a bit hoarse.
Well, we have some really great news because I know that I didn't get to participate in the last interview with you, and I'm so excited to meet both of you, especially in person, because I just love not just following you on Facebook and talking to you and sharing ideas, and no, really I do, but also to know that your new book, which is beautiful, by the way. I had no idea how huge this thing was.
That's what she said.
Wait,
welcome to the G&T show.
Isn't this family radio?
No, not us.
Said the man in the skin.
Yes.
Is the fashion of Star Trek. But I didn't realize how much it really covered. For some reason, I was under the impression before, again, because I didn't get to participate, I didn't realize how comprehensive it really was.
Well, it doesn't have every single costume from the 50 years of Star Trek, but it has representation from every single form of Star Trek. In other words, whatever we could get our hands on is in there.
Right. Now, I have to ask, I know that the two of you have been working on not just the fiction, but nonfiction in Star Trek for a very long time. What was it that made you get together going, God, this would be a really cool book?
Oh, wait, what made
you just said, we have to do a fashion side of it?
Well, quite a lot of our books have to do with the publishers that we have a good relationship with, say, and in the case of the costume book, it was the guy who heads up the Star Trek part of CBS Consumer Products calling us up and saying, hi, what are you guys doing for the next couple of months?
Thank you, John.
I know, and John now says, aren't you sorry you answered the phone?
He does that a lot.
Yeah.
It became all-encompassing. It's all we could do for about maybe 4 months was just...
Or 5, I think.
But maybe 5 months was just do costumes. But it's 50 years of costumes, and we collected as,
fashion from the final frontier.
Yeah.
How fun. How did you do most of your research for the book? Did you watch the shows, or did you go through Memory Alpha?
Well, we are very well versed in all forms of Star Trek.
Right.
So we know the episodes. I must say, Memory Alpha.
We love Memory Alpha.
We love Memory Alpha.
Memory Alpha is a great resource. So when I'm checking things and I think, was that the right episode? And I look it up, yes, that was the right episode. No, that was the wrong episode.
Right.
Things like that. So, and of course, the Star Trek Encyclopedia always gives us that detail too, except it ends at a certain point.
And then in this case, we know a number of the collectors who bought the costumes, so we borrowed some to get some photographs.
We did.
And CBS is, because there was an auction years ago and everything was sold off, John and Marion at CBS have been collecting some of them back, so they've got a pretty nice number of costumes in the warehouse at the studio.
They were able to take back the ones that weren't in the auction were the ones that were at that time in the Star Trek Experience. So all the costumes that were in that went back to CBS.
Oh, that's nice to know that they're still being protected.
You will notice over in the other rooms in this convention, PropWorks has a display of costumes. Some of those are in the book. And also CBS has a display of a bunch of their costumes, and those are all in the book too.
Well, I thought of you both very recently. There was something, it was a website, and it was like things about Star Trek Enterprise you didn't know, and it was things about T'Pol you didn't know. I did not realize that over the course of 4 seasons, she had over 50 different uniforms that she wore.
Well, we didn't cover all 50 of those.
No, but that to me is amazing. They said she was by far the character
Well,
that
she
had the
did
most.
probably change clothes most on that, but they weren't all uniforms. She had her first and second season uniform, and then they made her like 4 variations of that for the next 2 years. But they may also be thinking the fact that she would go, and she would go undercover sometimes and be wearing something.
So, in your opinion, did you think that Star Trek was more influenced, or the Star Trek costume designers were more influenced by the current day's fashion, or was it reversed? Was fashion possibly influenced by Star Trek?
Well, it was a little of both, but a lot of them, like Bill Tice, and then later...
And Bill Tice did the original series and the first season of TNG.
He was influenced by a lot of the designers of his era in the 60s with a very active fashion era. I know that the name of him slips my mind. The guy who did the...
Robert Fletcher?
the one who did the J.J. movies.
Oh, Michael Kaplan.
Michael Kaplan. Sorry, Michael. Michael says that he looked back at when he wanted to do stuff for their movies, he didn't look at current stuff. He looked at the influences from the 60s because he wanted to have a feel of that.
Right. Well, I think he did a good job. I was surprised by how the simplicity of the new uniforms are so pleasing to the eye.
They really were. And they kind of captured the whole spirit.
We contacted all of the costume designers who worked on the show that we could, and we did not talk to Bill Tice because he's no longer with us.
Right.
And we
did find some.
That would have been an awesome interview.
Right.
But we did find some resources which are annotated in the book for interviews. He did very few, but we found a couple.
Yeah, we found most of the interviews that he ever did that have been published in the 1960s or 70s were published. Then we did not talk to Robert Fletcher because he's now 92 years old, 93 years old.
He's supposedly still very active, but we couldn't get in touch with him. Bob Blackman gave us a number for him, but we never could quite connect with him.
But we talked to everybody else. So we talked to all of the costume designers who did all of the motion pictures. Like Dodie Shepard and Sandra Hayes and Deborah Everton, and then we talked to Michael Kaplan a lot. And we had an interview with J.J. Abrams about what, his concept of letting Michael Kaplan run with it, or how much influence he wanted. And everybody talked about how influential Robert Blackman was. And we talked to Bob Blackman extensively in person, and because he did 16 years of the show.
Yeah, he's probably the one that we know the best because we've talked to him for other books as well.
And then at the very end, we hit him up to write an introduction to the book, and he did it for us. So we did the Robert Blackman intro.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna. If you could boil down to what is your one favorite Starfleet uniform?
Starfleet uniform or Star Trek uniform?
Starfleet.
Starfleet. Like if we had to be wearing one? Gee.
Boy, that's tough.
I was just thinking about that yesterday. I mean, I don't wear uniforms to conventions, but I was thinking I would probably like the third season TNG uniforms, the really nice, the bodysuits that didn't kill you to wear it.
Right.
I like those women's uniforms. They're very attractive. I would need the body for it.
I understand.
I would go. I loved the First Contact / Deep Space Nine, the motion black with the gray,
tops.
the black with the gray,
with the rib. Yeah.
I just it's so. powerful.
Yeah, it's very nice. What do you think?
I would like to be able to change clothes the way Odo does.
Hey, winner right there.
I love it.
Now,
go ahead.
Go ahead, because mine's off.
Oh, well, so was mine.
Okay. Getting off of the book, I have to ask you. We have a lot of young listeners. You two are still so in love after so many years. It's so obvious sitting here.
How can you tell?
What's the secret?
You have to be best friends. If you're spending your life with somebody, you really have to be best friends. Liking each other, being loved, having similar interests, all of that stuff. But you have to be best friends, and it really is the secret.
Yeah.
So we don't mind working together and living together and all
doing things together.
We are. For at least 25 years, when we first got together, Paula was in New York and I was in Los Angeles. So it was, we got together a couple times a month maybe. But for 25 years at least, we've been together almost 24 hours a day, nonstop.
It's nauseating.
Maybe one of us will go to the grocery store for an hour without the other. But I mean, we're really
we go into withdrawal if we're separated too long. It's really disgusting.
Yeah, we're never apart. But that's the whole thing. You have to be best.
And common interest really helps too, because Terry's one of the few guys in the world who doesn't mind going shopping. If we go to the mall, he might go off to a different section and we say, we'll meet here at 12 o'clock.
Honey, may I spend money?
That type of thing. But we have a lot of common interests. We have the same intellectual interests. We like a lot of the same music, that type of thing.
Well, we both
stuff does help.
We both like all types of music. I mean, there's no such thing as bad. Well, there's bad players, but there's no. So we listen to classical. We go to classical concerts. We listen to rock and roll. We go to rock and roll. We listen to country. We'll go see country. We really have a wide variety of interests, and we both have them all.
That's awesome.
So it's so you don't get bored with anything.
Well, an inspiration, although I totally agree with you.
Are you about to cry?
No, I'm not going to.
She cried in
I
an
cried
interview
with Anthony yesterday, but that's
with
just
Anthony
me.
Montgomery?
I know. I'm a big.
What?
Have you seen him? He's gorgeous.
No, I
should have been in my skate yesterday, sitting next to him.
No, I just totally agree. I've been with my husband for 28 years now, so I get it, and I miss you, Ellen. So, kind of getting back to the books too, I just have a question for you. Considering your partnership and considering your infinite diversity of interests, which do you prefer writing? Do you prefer writing fiction or nonfiction?
Well, we now know what we prefer.
We're really falling in love with fiction. I mean,
because nobody ever gave us a chance to do that before. They knew that we knew all about Star Trek because I'd worked at the studio a long time, and Terry worked on motion picture publicity. So we knew all the right types of things to do to research a nonfiction book, and we do very comprehensive ones.
Right.
But they are a lot of work.
Right.
And we're happy when they're out, but there are a lot of stress while we're doing it, and the house is full of papers everywhere. But last year, Margaret Clark, our former editor at Simon & Schuster, and she still works with all the fiction the fiction writers, asked us to do an ebook. And this was kind of a testing the waters type thing because we'd always done the nonfiction.
Right.
We just loved it. We had so much fun. And we just completed a different one for her that was supposed to come out in the fall, but the editors, over at Simon & Schuster, says he likes it so much he's bumping it to 2016 for the 50th anniversary.
Fantastic.
He said, I want to release it dead center in the middle of the 50th anniversary.
Wow.
So he said at the moment it's scheduled for 06/06/16.
Yeah.
Now, whether that'll be the date they stick
Whether that sticks, that's all right. Do we know a name yet?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, as a matter of fact, we just came up with
The first book is called Lust, Latinum, Lost, and Found. And the new one that no one has read yet is called, it's a Quark book, obviously, The Rules of Accusation.
And it went through a couple of titles before we hit upon that one, and the editor said, love it, locked in.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. We loved
And
Love
we're going to
Platinum.
have a whole interview about your former career because you've got so much working with the
publicity.
studio.
Me?
Yeah. Look at me.
Little me?
I don't remember anything before. What were we talking about? Look, I have
Too
short.
much cocaine.
Yeah. I have. Be careful. You said that on tape. No,
It's
no,
the
no.
G&T
That's
joke.
not true.
Vodka?
I have short memory loss
Checking.
and long-term memory loss. And short-term memory loss.
And all in very specific areas.
I have that for my entire second marriage.
Well, we want to say thank you for stopping by the G&T booth
Of course.
and coming, taking time out of your busy day. I know that things have been really crazy, but we're so excited for the new book on fashion. Give everybody the title, how they can get a copy of it. I'm sure they can get it through all their favorite booksellers right now.
Yes.
Does that include Amazon and everything
Yes,
else?
and in fact, I don't want to plug Amazon because
I know.
they're kind of the evil empire, but if you order through Amazon, I think they're offering like a 40% discount, and it is a pricey book.
It's a big, beautiful, I mean, this is a big coffee table
But
book, everybody.
both Amazon.com and Barnes & Noble are doing pre-orders right now, and
Great.
the title of the book is
Star Trek Costumes, 50 years of
Final Fashion.
50 years
of fashion in the Final Frontier.
Thank you for doing that
It's too
because
long.
I was getting tongue-tied and I was like, I better just let
Yes.
them
I'm
figure that.
hungover, so I wasn't even going to try.
Yes, I know. We are at a convention, aren't we? Yes.
We were very hurt. So thank you again. The links for on how to get the opportunity. Now, do you have like a public Facebook page that people can follow you on,
We
or
just have our personal ones.
Our personal
really,
names. Anybody can write to us on our personal names on Facebook.
There you go. They're really, really wonderful.
Answer.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
Especially if you say really
If you look at our book cover, we both use our middle initials, and that's also the way we are on Facebook.
Great.
And I do tweet also.
Excellent. Where can people follow you on Twitter?
Well, they could probably put in Paula Block and it would pop up, but my Twitter handle is RockBlocky. RockBlocky.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
You bet.
And we'll talk to you again, especially before the next fiction book comes out. The ebook comes out in June. So congratulations again, and good luck with the sales.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care. Until next time, live long and prosper.
Joel on True, bitches.
Music for the G&T show is provided by Warp 11, Andrew Allen, Thor, and 5 Year Mission. This has been a Busy Little Beaver production.
Some dude walks out, proceeds to explain what it's all about. I sure want to leave. I think you'd agree, but we cannot leave till we find out what it's all about. It's all make-believe, nothing is permanent down here. It's just an amusement park. Bones is now alive, so it's okay for him to say, I'm a doctor, not a shish kebab. Apparently it's okay